aspects of the potting. So, and we want to make sure that when we're doing this, there's just a little bit sort of extra over the edge, which will become apparent as I'm working through. So just adding. Right, okay, just using. I love this tool. I just think it's really good to just compress that down. Okay, where you can, and then when I'll just show you this way, and it just sort of tucking that in there. It's the finishing touches. You're starting to get that edge in there, and where I found this beneficial, just my personal point of view, it's that also that it creates that little sort of valley for the water to sit in as well. So you know, aesthetically it looks good, clean, tidies the tree up. Again, systematically working round. I've just changed that for the camera. I'm right-handed, so I tend to work that way, so I'm literally only just changing this round for you. Can you see how it's starting to, the moss that starts to show off this? It's just, I can't tell you. Tighten that in. Good. Next stage. Add in the moss, green moss. Good. So, we take our lump of moss, and what we're going to do is, just to show you this, okay, go through the grater, so then we can apply it to our tree. So it's getting in between your fingers. That in Tai Chi world, with the beak, this is called the beak, is what we do in the Tai Chi world. So just have that sort of your fingers like a beak, and just start grating that through as much as you can. So the next step, you can see there's the end product of working that through, and now we're going to start applying it on our tree. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start here because it's this area that I'd like to expose. It's that, making sure you get that on to show that on. So gently just using your fingertips and separating and patting and pressing. It's a nice affectionate stage to work with your tree. The detail, the finishing. So what I'd like to do is just briefly recap while I'm just pressing this down. We obviously check for the size of the pot to begin with, and to see how we felt the balance would work within this pot. We wanted to then, we used a hammer to loosen off the pot, took our field-grown 18-year-old baby out of the pot, and then we started to work on the top to release the surface of the soil to help expose the nibari so that we could see what was underneath. And you could see we brought these roots out a little bit more here, just to expose a little bit more of this area. You can pretty much see what's gone on, and we worked for that slope. Then we measured. We had to measure the root ball so that we could get a good fit into the pot. So we measured around the pot, so we got that nice thing working on there. So we cleaned up the roots, measured that off. Didn't have to cut a lot off the sides because of the width of the root ball, but we lost a little bit in the length there. Then what we did, we planted, we put the soil in, put a little pyramid in the middle so we could settle the tree down into the pot to see exactly where it was going to sit, and then we applied the soil. We used a hammer on the pot to make sure it went down, and you could see where the tree stopped shaking, and therefore we settled it all in. We compressed that down, wired it in, so that we got extra stability for the root system and extra stability. It gives the tree that confidence to grow and give us back the beauty that we enjoy from our trees. Once that was all done, we then submerged it gently into water to take all the sort of airlocks in the middle of the soil to help the moisture come right the way up to feed the roots from inside. Come back, add the sphagnum moss on top to tighten it up, clean it up, and then sprinkle the moss over the top. So there we have that lovely olive tree that we've repotted this afternoon. And this root system here, you know, later on we're going to do some extra work on there once it's all settled down into the pot. I'm going to leave it maybe inside just for a little while, just to settle down for a day or two till maybe the surface dries out, and then we can start the watering system on it and let it start working. And then maybe in about 2 weeks we might put some fertilizer in and see how we feel really as we go. Well, see how the tree settles into its new home really. So thank you so much for watching. This is Tony Ulatowski signing off from Marque Bonsai. Speak to you later. Thank you for watching.